Hi, this is Matthew. Going to talk about the next Beach Boys album. This will be fairly brief just because there isn't much to talk about. But it is a studio album. It is listed. It does count. It is in print. It is stack O tracks of tracks. It's just the letter O. I believe I double check myself here on that. Yeah, it is stack and a dash O and tracks all together. Stack O tracks, stack O track. I don't know for sure, but that's what it is. It in 69 or 68, Capitol decided because Friends did so badly and they needed something out. They just we'll throw this out too. It is the instrumental like backing tracks, to the actual songs. Like if you just hadn't recorded vocals yet, or you didn't have vocals up in the mix, you would hear this basically. So that's what it is. Up to that point, it covers most things. A big highlight of everything listed. Here we had a book with it on the vinyl. If you wanted, you could have the lyrics, the lead and bass, and your chords and everything to play to. So if you had a band, you could actually cover these songs if you wanted to. And there are a couple times where you can hear the vocals kind of bleeding through the mix anyway. Yeah, it's interesting. It's fun to hear them. But Europe only got a different cover, and they didn't get the lyrics and stuff. Like, they didn't get all the chords. And so, you could totally karaoke yourself some Beach Boys tunes if you wanted to. And there's 15 tracks on here, which is weird. Usually it's been 12. The British only had 14, but this is 15 tracks. I don't think they had varied in any way. Originally, it was only in duophonic or fake stereo, whatever you want to call it. Now it is not. In 90, they reissued it, Capitol did, and then they put out it in 2001. So it is streamable. It's available. I heard it. It's neat to hear just because you don't have the words and you can hear all the instruments going on. It's in true stereo, except where I guess there's a couple of exceptions that aren't. They're mono, but yeah, it's kind of cool. But not a lot to talk about, but a lot of neat instruments to hear. I would definitely go listen to it once, especially if you need something for like background music, or you have a gathering and you just want something on, but don't really want. I don't know. You could just mix it in with other things as a playlist or something. Yeah, but it's kind of neat. It'd be good for like bands that wanted to play Beach Boys songs. This would have been great. Like, oh, hey, we've got 15 songs here. We can actually like learn how to play. He's in the band somewhere with other stuff. Or if you just wanted to do a Beach Boys thing for a beach party or something, you could have these to play from if you wanted to. I don't know how many people did that, but they did offer it. It's not available anymore. It got out of print, as I said, until 90. Went out of print very quickly. Lowest selling album up to that point. I guess there's an album in 92 that doesn't have that, takes that honor away from it. There's a couple albums in the 80s the later albums I'm going to have to try to find, but we're not there yet, so. I'll tell you what's on it. I'm not going to go through the personnel because obviously we've seen these people before. It's all nothing new here-ish, with one exception that will appear next album too. But since these are instrumentals, we will go and see what we have on side one. We had Darlin', which of course was on Wild Honey, of course, in case you forget where these things came from. I know we just talked about a couple of these, but I'll mention the albums just in case people forgot. Yeah, some of the lesser known ones. I forgot what album they were from. I looked at them again. Oh, that's right. I had to go look at them while I was listening to it. What track is this? Oh, okay. And then we go to Salt Lake City. That was from Summer Days and Summer Nights. I can't remember the lesser known one. I kind of like that song, but it's a little bit lesser known. And then Sloop John B. That really sounds neat. That is fun to listen to. All kinds, because there's so many instruments. It's all the Pet Sound stuff. It's fun to listen to. That one, let's see. No, that doesn't have lyrics. Which one had the lyrics? There's a couple that have lyrics. I can't think which ones now. You can kind of hear lyrics. It's not this one. That was Force Pet Sounds. And then we have In My Room next. That's in mono. Wait, is it? No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's in stereo. Oddly enough. It sounds really good, though. So Supersonic B is also in stereo, so is Salt Lake City. A Catch a Wave is mono. That I think has lyrics. You can kind of hear them. I think. That was on Surfer Girl. And Wild Honey, which was Wild Honey. Nice to hear kind of a couple of new things, newer things with instrumentation. Little Saint Nick follows, of all things. Nice to hear that it's the single version. Lots of nice instruments there. Yeah, you could work that onto your Christmas collections for giggles. Hey, look at this! Look what I found. And of course, the Beach Boys Christmas album, of course. And then we go to side 2. Do It Again. We don't have the real song anywhere on an album, but we have it here. Obviously, if you had the single, you would have had it. But as far as albums go, this is the first appearance of it, even though it's just the instrumental. It's the backing tracks from it in mono. So weird, but interesting. And that was like the big new hit at the time. But yeah, but guess what? We'll see it on the next album. Spoiler alert, but we'll get there. I looked ahead. I'm like, oh, there it is. So we'll get it in this form, then we'll get it again for real. Yeah, it's on the next album is called 2020. So that's the next one. Because apparently all the albums up to that point had been 20, but I lump stuff together. You know, the compilations with the live album and this, I think that's probably right. And then we go to Wouldn't It Be Nice? Oh, that sounds really nice in stereo by itself. All those instruments playing with each other. Sounds beautiful. Pet Sounds, of course. And God Only Knows, that also sounds great by itself. Those two sound really nice together. So many cool instruments and stuff happening. Nice drums and yeah, it's really great if you're trying to learn a part. Like, listen to these things. If you want to learn parts from this is how you should probably do it, because there's no vocals to get in the way. Especially in headphones, you can really focus on like the drums or whatever you're trying to learn parts from. If you're really wanting to learn this for whatever reason, you totally can. These they are nice and separated on a lot of these. The mono ones you still can, but I think it would be harder because it's all it's not separated out. Pet Sounds, of course, both of those, and then we go to Surfer Girl. From Surfer Girl, that one I think has vocals maybe in the background. Can't remember exactly. Little Honda, which is interesting to hear, in stereo, not mono. Surfer Girl was. That I know has lyrics. You can hear lyrics in it. There was only 2 songs. I think it was that one, maybe Catch a Wave. But yeah, that's a nice drum part in that. I don't know. I'd love to hear the Hondel's one like this, just because that is even more driving than this is. Definitely go check out the Hondel's version of Little Honda. Yeah, oh man, you're missing out. That's the first way I ever heard it. But yeah, this is a nice way to hear this one if you want that version. Like if you're trying to get a certain part out of it. Again, a fun thing if you're a musician or you just like to hear stuff different ways, like I do sometimes. So I get excited when the Beatles put out like stuff like this. It's like, oh, it's the instrumental track, or it's just the strings, or they'll do weird things like that. Just, oh, how cool is that? Of course, that was off All Summer Long, of course. Then Here Today, that's off Pet Sounds again. Oh, that sounds so nice. Plus, there's trombones in it. I played trombone. I think it's the really low bass trombones, I think, but If I needed to learn that song, this would be the way, because you can hear all the little parts from the trombones and other stuff. Sounds so wonderful. I love it. I was like, I just sitting there going, oh, this is great. If I needed to learn this trombone part, I totally could, because it's very present. And it's in stereo. You can hear it, and it just sounds great. You're So Good to Me, that was again from Some Days and Summer Nights. Kind of a lesser known track to my ears anyway, but it was a good one. Letterman Wild was also from there as well, Some Days and Summer Nights. That is the album. Oh, that's right. It was paired with Beach Boys Party. That's right. At one point, those tracks again were, what were those again? Those were, we had Help Me Rhonda. Were those just backing tracks? Hang on. What's the note on that say? Oh, okay. Yeah, these are also instrumentals. Okay, yeah, and first, those were not included on the streaming version. Why, I don't know. They should have been. That would have been cool to have heard, because we have, I think we saw these before, but we'll go over them again. I forgot they were instrumentals. Help Me Rhonda. That would have been Some Days and Summer Nights, of course. It'd be nice to hear that isolated, that single version. I'm not sure if it's, oh no, I think that's the album cut. California Girls, from Some Days and Summer Nights again. Our Car Club, from Little Deuce Coupe, that's right. And that was it. Of course, there's no reason to put any technical credits here, because we've already seen them. They don't have them in the article from Wikipedia anyway. But yeah, it's neat. It's fun. I like it. It was cool to listen to. Yeah, laying there in bed listening to this, going, "Ooh, I like that. This is all separated out." It kept my mind very active. I'm like, "Oh, this is neat." I needed to sleep. I was just like listening to all the instruments by themselves. It was fun, and it was enjoyable, and it sounded good in my headphones. Yeah, go check it out, Stacko Tracks, for what it is. The Beach Boys obviously had nothing to do with it. Capitol did this. I'm sure they were like, oh, really? Why are you putting this out? But they did, and it sounds neat for a music person like myself, who played in band and stuff. And yeah, I like it. It's fun, but not a lot to talk about. No, obviously no history, nothing about it, because they just pulled the instrumental tracks and put it on an album and put it out there. Took the vocals off. But next time we'll get into a real album again. We will jump to the only remaining album in the 60s that I know of, 2020. I'll double check that, make sure there's not a live album or anything before I, start tomorrow. But 2020 is next. In 1969, there's a couple of big hits. Really well. One we don't have. Do It Again, that's where it shows up. And we have one other hit, I Can Hear Music, which I really like. I know it was a minor hit, but I like that song. We'll get to that and all the other 10 other tracks on there next time. I'll double check, make sure there's nothing else out that I need to look at. We will see you guys next time, though. For that, we'll jump into 1969 in the next video.